Hello, this is video 4 of our tapering to the right, and we've already tapered it, cut it, and now we're ready to lace it, to pull it into the rug. I have not laced the last loop before my 3 pins. Like I said, you lace it down to there, but I wanted to show you how I decide which loop is going to get pulled into the rug to begin with. First of all, I wanted to show you my tools that I'm going to be using. This is my pliers, and they're pliers without the wire cutters. So they're nice and thin. Or you can use hemostats to pull your wool up and through. And you could use a needle and thread at the end because you'll need a pair of scissors. And that's it. And right now, of course, I need my lacing thread. So I'm going to, oops, sorry for the wiggle. So here's my last loop before my red. I'm going to lace into that. I had to take this apart, so I'm going to lace it back up. Braid it back up. This is my second video. Alright, so I'm lacing into, let me see. I'm lacing into the rug. And then what I'm going to do is take the pliers and put it down here through my loop that I'm going to be pulling the next loop. So I got to decide whether it's this blue one or it's this red one. And it looks like the pliers are lining right up to the red one. So that's my next loop. So I'm going to skip that one. And I'm going to unbraid it, the rest of the braid. And I'm going to pull this, take the pin out. And I'm going to pull this red one up to the top of the rug. And straighten out my braids here. This looks like my braids came unbraided, so I'm going to do that again. That's now my cat thinks that I'm playing with her, but I'm not. Alright, let's braid this back up because it came unbraided. Alright, put my pliers down through there, and my red one was the one that was closest to that red one. I'm going to put my pliers down, take the very end of that braid and pull it up to the top. Now I have 2 loops, 2 strands of my braids left, so I'm going to twist them. The one in the middle goes under, the one on the outside goes over, and I have 2 twists now. Now the one that's closest to the braid is going to go up to the next one that has a pin on it. So I have 2. So I put my pliers down and I grab the end of this wool and pull that up to the top. Always trying to make sure that your openings are not showing and they're going towards the rug. I have 1 left, and here's the pin where the loop it's going to go into. And this time I'm going to put my pliers up because I want this strand to go towards the back. 2 are going up and 1's coming down. Take the end of the loop and pull it through, making sure that your openings are going towards the rug. Now I want to try to make it as smooth a lace, smooth that taper that you did, so it looks nice and even. That looks good. Now I start putting this one into the rug, so I'm going to put my pliers up and I'm going to lace it on the edge here. And if you give it a pull, it snaps in and you can't see it at all. So I'm going to do 4 of them. That's 1, pull it, 2, I'm trying to do this fast. Since this is thick wool, I don't have to worry about it breaking. That's 3, and after the 4th one, I can just cut it. Now, if you're worried about it and you're using thin wool, you can take your needle and if I pull it tight enough, there it goes. Right now, I'm just going to cut it off. You take a needle and thread and sew it inside there. I use button craft, and it's dual duty button craft, thick thread, so I only have to use 1 strand. Okay, here's the, now I'm going to turn my rug so that this blue one that's here that's closest to me, I'm going to start lacing it on the inside of that last row. So here's the blue one, and the next loop is this red one right underneath it. And my cat's gonna attack me here. So you take the end of the braid and you pull it through, and it just hides. Then I go to the next one on the inside of that last braid. And I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just going to do 4 of those. Kitty cat, this is not playtime. Cat's making me laugh. Okay, kitty cat. And I got 1 more here, and then that will be done. Take the very end of the braid, pull that through, and then cut it off. That one's tapered. Cut it, pull it real tight, and it'll bounce back underneath, inside. No, kitty cat. There you go. Now, this last one, you want to start by going into the first loop of the inside of that braid too. But then after that, you don't want to go under the ones you already did. So let me go and take the very last tip of...
She's hard down.
It's okay. And pull that as tight as you can. Now I'm going to go into the next row, and I'm going to go to the loop that's closest to this. I'm not going to skip over a loop, and I can veer off, and then you're going to do 4 of those loops. So there's 1, then I would go to 2, 3, and 4. Now your lacing thread is here, and you're just going to work that in. Happens to be on the back, so I could lace it into the back into 4 loops. So I think that'll be it, and then you'll cut that off, and you, as I said, you could sew it with a sewing machine if you need to. Hope that helps. Bye bye.